Hello, everybody. I'm Fell in Love with Carly, and I'm here with you with another episode, another segment of Let Me Be Real with You. And I have live with me today, I have the honor of having, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of an interview, son. Thank you. Oh, God, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I do a lot of my interviews from the house. So I have live with me right now in studio, Mr. Luther Parker. How are
Hey,
you, Luther? Thank you for joining me.
hey, how are you this evening? This afternoon, I should say.
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. You are the founder of, come on, give me the name,
Haberdashery by Lou.
Harberdashery by
By Lou,
Haberdashery.
L-U-E. Yeah,
I promised Lou that I was not going to say the name of the company because I didn't want to butcher it, but I think I got her in Haberdashery
by Lou,
by Lou.
L-U-E. There you go.
Got you, got you. I did it. Okay, I thank you for joining me live on my broadcast today. Just for a little moment to get to know you a little bit more, to dive into you, to see how did you get involved. Where was your start to fashion? Where did you find that love? I'm going to just jump on in there.
Okay, so my passion for fashion started probably as a teenager. Uh, a friend of mine was way ahead of his time, and while we were in high school, excuse me, and he used to look at the GQ magazine, which is Gentleman Quarterly. If any of you know, people know what that is. It's a fashion magazine. So it came out way back in the '80s. So that tells you how old I am. So I used to go over to his house before we would go to school in the morning, and he would order these magazines. So I would look at them while he would get ready before we go to school. So that's how it kind of started from right there. So I would just look at the fashion magazines and see all the models in there. And, I used to think, I probably think I could do this. But the only problem was at the time was this was like in the early '80s. There were no African Americans or no people of color hardly in the magazine, maybe one or two, but for the most part, they were mostly Caucasian magazines. So we didn't have anybody to represent or anybody to look up forward to or anybody to think we could emulate. So it kind of just kind of faded in and out because I didn't see anyone. So it just stayed in my mind over the years of thinking I could be a fashion model. So then some years later, a friend of mine approached me and said, "Hey, I know somebody that's starting their own fashion company and could get in it." Sure, I would. So started from right there. That lasted for a little while. That didn't last for too long. Then let me go to the next phase, which was in the '90s. Uh, a lot of people in Cleveland, Ohio, starts fashion shows. A lot of fashion shows going on all over. So a lady by the name of, Miss Clark started a fashion organization. I joined her group, and then it kind of just took off from there from the '90s on up into the 2000s on up until now. That's a short story.
I love it. I love it. So, being involved, just watching and looking at the GQ magazine, it kind
Hmm.
of it ignited your love and passion for fashion. But is that when you decided to start designing as well?
Well, no, no, no. So I left out a big, huge chunk in between all that because I didn't want to get long winded. But I guess I have to
I'm gonna get.
tell
Don't
you.
worry. I'm a dig. I'm a dig.
I have to go back a little bit. So back in the '90s, I was still doing fashion shows. So I was getting kind of popular in Cleveland doing fashion shows. And a friend of mine went to New Jersey to do a fashion show. So we started there, going to New Jersey, doing fashion shows up in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and then they started having competitions up there. So they would have designers competitions, they would have models competitions. So I started off so I'm a model first. By nature, I'm a model first before the designing. So I started off modeling and entering model competitions, which I entered one in International Model of the Year competition in New Jersey in 1997. I lost. Didn't even play. Didn't come in first. Didn't come in second. Didn't come in third. So, and that was only because I didn't have any experience. So I deserved to lose that one. So what happened was, so past all of that, so from 1997 on up, I just kept doing, came back to Cleveland, kept honing my skills, kept doing fashion shows here, kept doing fashion shows. Fast forward to 2019. Fashion show came here to Cleveland. Well, it's here in Cleveland called Walkie Wear Productions. I entered his model competition. So I had retired for like my baby. I got married and then I retired from modeling. So
Mm.
I was out for maybe like 5, 6, 7 years. So the producer of the show called me, "Hey Lou, think you want to get back in? You want to get back in the game and start modeling again? I got this contest coming up. You want to enter?" So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Why not? I think I'm just as good as I was when I retired. So I entered that. That was in 2019, and I won a contest.
Oh
So and the
yeah.
same at the same time, he had a fashion show. He asked me, okay, so I know you dress well. I know you kind of dress not like everybody else. Do you want to put some clothes in the fashion show? This is all in the same show. He's like, do you want to be in a competition? And do you want to put like 9 pieces of your clothes on the runway? Okay, I can do that too. So I did both. So I put the clothes on the runway and I entered the contest. So that was in 2019. I won the contest. I came in first place after all those years of retirement. So then I thought about this show that was in New Jersey that I lost maybe like 20 years ago. I said, if you're having that contest, I think I should go back and enter that one more time, which I did 2020. But you know what? In 2020, COVID came around. So I entered the contest. It got canceled for like a whole year. So we had to wait a whole year from 2020 to 2021, skipped the whole year, and then they had the contest. So I went down there to Newark, New Jersey, entered the contest down there, and I won. I came in first place. So I was like, took me 25 years to go back and revisit a show that I lost to come back. The same thing there. They asked me to put some clothes on the runway. So that's what the clothes started coming in because designers started asking me to put clothes on the runway. So I started doing it. So and I'm still doing it now. So other people have been seeing the clothes. So somebody was like, "Luther, we put some clothes in my show. Luther, we put some clothes in my show." So that's where the other thing from putting the clothes on the runway came from.
I love it. Now I've seen your shows, and you are an
Yeah.
amazing designer, artist, creator, all of the above.
Thank
And
you.
yes, you're welcome. Thank you for actually being so creative to do the different art because it's art. What you do is art.
Thank
It
you.
is
I get that. I get
absolutely
that
art.
a lot of times from people. So what I have to say first is I tell people this all the time. So I'm not a designer. So I have a lot of respect for designers. So I don't design. I don't sit at a sewing machine and sew anything. So that would make me unique from most other people. I'm a stylist. So I'm a
Mhm.
fashion stylist. So I take clothes that are already made and I repurpose them, upcycle them, and make them into whatever I want. So, and most of the time, that's stuff like from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, stuff like that. I do like early era stuff like that. I can't do up to date stuff, which I did at this last show that you came to that your daughter was in. I did, my other collection, which is Lou Park Couture. So I have two. Harberdashery by Lou and Lou Park Couture. So that's the modern collection and the early vintage collection.
Oh shoot! See, okay, okay. I like to dig. I like to let's
Exactly.
keep going. So you said some of your inspiration come from the 20s. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So it's okay as you move forward. Who, if you can say who inspired you, who would it be?
Sure. It's most people know because I wear a lot of his clothes and I upcycle a lot of his clothes. It's Ralph Lauren. So he does a lot of the same thing. That's where I get it from. So he was born back in that time right there. So that's where he gets his creativity from is when he was growing up poor, depression and stuff like that. So that's where you see all the newsboys caps that he does, and, the tweed suits like that, the wool suits like that, all the stuff like that, the early vintage clothes. It all comes back when he was growing up and when his parents were growing up. So he still does the same thing. So a lot of people like those type of clothes. They still do. I have a lot of friends that dress the same way. So that's why I get it from is Ralph Lauren.
I
Yes,
see it. I
ma'am.
see it. Yes, very nice. Very
Yes.
good. What about the way you dress the ladies? Where does that inspiration come from?
Okay. So So the women come from. So I mean, it's all creativity for one thing. Most men cannot dress women for the most part. I just happen to be one that can. So I can go into any thrift store or any department store and You can sit on the couch and be like, baby, can you go, honey, can you go get your outfit? We're going out tonight. Can we, get us something that we matching? I could do that if you want me to. So it kind of came from my ex-wife. So I got picked up a lot from her. So we used to do the same thing. We were partners in the fashion thing. So we're models and we're fashion stylists too. So I would just watch her. So I would do the guys and she would do the girls. But at the same time, we lived in the same house. So I didn't have no choice but to just see what she did. So it just kind of just okay. I see what she did. Okay, so she did. Okay, so she did. So when it came around to doing it, a show in New Jersey, they was like, ask, excuse me, would you do a women's collection too? So I said, okay, all right, I'll give it a shot. So I went down there in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which is another show that I do in Atlantic City, and I put a women's collection on it. So it just kind of just came just like that. Looking at magazines, looking at movies, looking at commercials and stuff like that. So it kind of just stuck in my brain and like, okay, I remember this, let's try that. I remember this, let's try that, and it worked out.
I love it. And I love where you mix colors and textures as well. You'll put different colors and textures together and they
Right,
just work. They just pop.
right,
You're very
right.
innovative in the way that you see fashion.
Thank
Um,
you.
and I have to say, I appreciate that coming from a gentleman because a lot of gentlemen don't understand how to
This
even
is
dress their
true.
own bodies.
This is true. I get that backstage a lot when I'm doing shows, especially men or women when they're just standing there when I'm, putting an outfit on someone and they're just like, wow, it's just amazing just to see how somebody just transformed from just a regular person to somebody look like they in the 1930s or something.
That's true. That's true. How do you stay calm through these fashion shows? I mean, like, how do you stay calm and keep it together to put it all together? Where do you find that balance?
Uh, One, it comes from modeling. So when you're a model, you got to be calm. It's erratic backstage. What people in the audience don't see is all they see is the finished product, which is the people coming out on the stage, walking calm. Hopefully, they don't fall back and forth. But they don't see the chaos. It's mass chaos backstage between it's like 10, 15 designers back there. You might have 50 models, and the show has got to go seamlessly from one designer to the next and you don't have time. Models have to dress like this. Your model, anybody out there that wants a model, so let me tell you, if you want a model, it's not like you're dressing at home. You don't have time to look in the mirror to make sure your tie is straight. You don't have to make sure that your bra is on right. You gotta know it's on and get to the next thing, or you're gonna miss your shot. So it comes from that right there, knowing that you got to get to the next thing. So, like I said, I'm a model first. So that's what I have over everybody. That's what I have over designers is that I'm a model, and that's what I have over models is that I'm a designer. I'm in between both. So that's where it comes from. But I scream and holler at sometimes, and then when it's time for me to come out there on the stage, you just see the calm person.
Right, right. I have had the pleasure of even going behind the scenes. I'm going back there to see what's going on. I'm like, okay, because like you mentioned, my daughter was in the fashion show,
Mhm.
so I go back. I'm like, I'm gonna get a picture real quick. It's like, okay, she's gone.
Right.
Like,
Right. You don't have time for that. Not while the show is going on. You don't have time for that. You got to get to the next scene, next scene, next scene, next scene. And like I said, if you have a designer that has a lot of layers, like I do, so when I design, I have everything. I may have socks, the shirt, the pants, the tie, the bow tie, the hat, the gloves. I may have all that stuff. That's just one outfit. So just imagine if I'm doing like 15 outfits or something like that in the show. But I did in Atlantic City, New Jersey, 2 years ago. I did 50 outfits, 50 outfits, and one. Well, actually, it was three. They had two shows, so I did 50 outfits. I did 30 one show, and then I did 20 another show. And they were like, "That's the most outfits that any designer's ever done."
now, how did you keep it all together for that?
Well, it was hectic. It was hard. Yeah, I didn't have time to even fit all the models because you got to fit the models too. So when you go out of town, you can't fit the models virtually. You got to physically get there to fit them. So I had so many outfits, and plus there were like 30 other designers that they were trying to get fitted. I was like at the last minute just fitting people, fitting people, fitting people. So I'm kind of good at looking at clothes and looking at body types to figure out who can wear what. So
Uh-huh.
I kind of got that really good. So I can do that, pretty well.
Wow.
So, so that's how they came about. It was a hectic show. I mean, it was all night, it was all morning and all night. But by the time it was over with, I was like, I won't do that again
What made you do so many outfits?
because because I had so many clothes here in Ohio for the first part, and when they asked me to come and do the show, I just kept adding on clothes because I had so many clothes here, and I kept saying, well, since I'm going out of town to do a show, it makes no sense for me to go out of town and only do this many outfits when I could do that many outfits. And if they let me do them, I'm gonna do them. And of course they did. But that was a learning lesson. So now I will stick to only like maybe doing 30 outfits no matter what. They have like two different shows. I do 15 outfits for women's one show, 15 outfits for the men's the next show, and I'll leave it at that. I won't stick my foot in my mouth no more like that because they'll take it. They'll let me do as many outfits as I want to.
Do you take a team with you when you got all these
Well, nah, dude. Like I said, like I said before, it was me and well, no, I couldn't say it was me and the ex-wife because, well, she's ex-wife now, but because she was doing her collection too, so we were doing two separate collections at the same time in the same show. So I didn't have a assistant like you were asking. Nope, I did it myself. So now I'm thinking they're trying to get me to come back now. So now I have to get an assistant to go back with me because it is kind of hard trying to fit all these people and doing all this other stuff when I can have somebody help me. Plus I hate driving long distances anyway. I got to drive to Atlantic City. And that's like 700 miles.
well, it's only like how many hours? It's like
7,
seven?
7, 7. It's
Yes.
7 hours to get to Atlantic City. It's almost about 700, 800 miles or something like that one way. So, and I just can't drive long distances for one thing.
Well, you can have fun after the show. Atlantic City is a lot of fun. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So that's why normally when I go there, I go Friday. The show is Saturday. It's all day Saturday because it's two shows, and then I stay Sunday, and then I come back Monday. So I got all Sunday just to relax and just do whatever. And the show is right on the boardwalk. It's at the Showboat Hotel, so it's right there. Everything is happening.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good location too.
Oh yeah. Oh
Love
yeah.
Atlantic
Yeah. Yeah.
City. I love Atlantic City. It's amazing.
Oh yeah. I have to let you know the next time. The next time I do a show down there, you want to come down there and see it. They want me to come back in February, but I don't like going in February because the weather could be so bad here
It's
in Cleveland.
cold. Yeah.
Between here and Pennsylvania, the weather could be just horrible. And I'm not, and I already told them that it could be a blizzard. I'm not trying to be going up and down the highway trying to get to Atlantic City to do a show.
And a
So
little boardwalk. Listen.
right, right. So the next show is in September. They do another one in September, so that's the one that I probably will more than likely do. So when they do that one, I'll let you know.
I'm gonna hold you to it. Moving forward,
Yes, ma'am.
if there, and I want to, I'm gonna say it like this. You're a visionary. If you could envision yourself anywhere within the next 2 years, I'm gonna say 2 years, where would you be?
Uh, physically or
Which
business wise or
give me both. Since you asked, give me both of those.
physically probably Paris, France. Probably Paris, France, or Milan or somewhere like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fashion capital of the world. Most people are trying to get there, So Paris, France, Milan, Japan, any place like that, I would like to style somebody or go do a fashion show or something like that. Business wise, I like to take my styling up a notch. Probably style some celebrity, NBA basketball player, NFL football player, WNBA player, whoever, movie star, something like that. People always keep telling me now, like, you need to be in somebody's movie. Those clothes that you do, you need to reach out to somebody or something like that. So, something like that,
That's
hopefully.
true. I agree. Because when your collection comes down the runway, you literally like import the audience to this whole scene. It's
Right.
already set. It's already a set there, but you change the whole set with all of the things that you have come down the runway, and it's amazing. So they're right. That's it. Looks like a scene of a movie.
So actually, the show that you saw, that was just a tidbit. So that was more of a updated show that you saw. Because it was a hip hop show. So I did mostly modern, urban stuff like that. But I threw a tinkling bit of the haberdashery with the umbrellas and stuff like that at the end. So that was some of the haberdashery stuff right there. But the other stuff was the more modern. But my other show is all vintage. Everything. The men's clothes is vintage. The women's clothes is vintage. It's the umbrellas. It's the knickerbocker pants. It's the long gowns, all the way down to the floor. If you look on my Instagram page, which I'll give before the interview is over, you'll see all the other stuff that I'm talking about.
You can give it now. You can give it now and later.
Okay, so I'll give you both of my page, excuse me. My Facebook page is Luther Parker. That's LUTHERPARKER. My Instagram is Luther LUTHER 224. Luther 224. That's it.
See, there you guys have it. If you are not following him, what you waiting for? Get over there and ask him questions. Ask him questions now too while he's live. Um, you know, you did show me another show that you had done, and it was all the way well put together as well with the umbrellas and the I mean, it's just
Mhm.
art. I mean, I hate to be like a super fan, but hey, I am. I am. It's rare to find a guy who understands fashion and understands his own place in fashion and is
Mhm.
secure enough in himself to get out here and design both men and women and take it by storm the way you do in the most eloquent way. And you're so respectable while you're doing what you do and so humble
Thank
and
you.
how you honor designers, and I keep calling you a designer anyway, and I'm gonna keep calling you that anyway.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna keep calling you a designer on purpose because it's 6 degrees of separation, and what you do is extremely creative, and I'm not gonna take that from you, like because the best is yet to come, and where you are, you know,
This is just
up.
this is true. So I have a couple other things going on too that I guess I probably should mention. So I'm
Yes.
in a couple of Silver Fox groups that I'm quite sure most of the ladies know about. That's kind of popular right now. The men with the gray beards, and the, salt and pepper, stuff like that. So I'm in a couple of groups here, which is a Silver Fox crew here in Cleveland, Ohio, and then I'm also a part of another Silver Fox crew that's in Houston, Texas, which is called the Salt and Pepper Gang. So we were just in Salt and Pepper Gang. We were just in Indianapolis, Indiana, for the Delta Sigma's what was it there, 58th reunion or something like that. But yeah, that was just a couple months ago, and it was really, 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 really nice. Really nice bunch of women. Really nice. So
I'm sorry. I'm smiling because I'm watching the comments pop up about the whole Silver Fox thing. And here you go. I'm going to pop it on the screen. Silver Fox.
right, right, right.
You're not equal to me. Okay. Okay, Nikki.
And I
They are
also
loving the whole Silver Fox idea.
I have a book, a fashion magazine that's on I'm on the cover on Amazon right now. So it's
Oh,
called Impact International Atlanta magazine. So I'm on the cover of that magazine. That's on Amazon right now. And
okay.
I'm also in a Silver Fox men's awareness calendar that's coming out for 2024. We did one for 23, so the new one is coming out in 24.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
yeah,
Luther.
so yeah,
That's
yeah. So I have a couple things going on. So actually, and then I had some artwork in Cleveland Clinic this summer too. They had a whole wall full of artwork on the walls down there. So people kept calling me, Lou, do you know you know your pictures on the wall in Cleveland Clinic? I was like, yeah, I do.
I love it that you are doing your thing and that you are honoring and owning who you are.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
without a doubt. Trying to represent the city. Got to
I
represent
was
Cleveland.
about
Got
to
to
say,
represent the
keep
land.
being that silver fox, keep being that black excellence that you are, keep being that humble, that powerful black man of God that you are. Keep going, keep doing that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate you as well for just being your doggone self. And I just pray that more men will be able to see you as an example and decide to do follow their passions, follow their heart. If as a little boy, did you ever see yourself here? Like as a little boy, was this your desire?
No, it probably wasn't. I mean, people still see me today. I get people to follow me, especially on Facebook. You know, friends from elementary, junior high school, and one lady always asks, she like, "Who is this man that I see in front of me now?" She like, "You're so shy in high school." I mean, you're so shy in elementary, you know, and which I was. I was just really, really shy. Wouldn't talk or nothing like that. So I don't know where it came from. It's just like most movie stars. I think about movie stars when they're on stage, they're just full of energy, just bust out of a bubble. But when they're off the stage, they're just really shy and timid. So they don't hardly speak or something like that. But like I said, as soon as they get on the stage, it just snaps like that.
They
So
come
it
alive.
kind of right, right. So it kind of happened from there because I was really shy back in high school. I don't think I didn't have. I had a girlfriend and yeah, junior high school or something like that. I think all the elementary I did, and all the other guys had the girls in elementary, and I was like, oh, the girls don't like me. So now I know if they did, they were like, well, you just want to speak. You were so quiet.
What did you always want to be when you grew up? Like when you were a little boy, what did you want to be?
Oh, what did I want to be? Well, I wanted to go to the service. So that
Really?
didn't happen. That didn't happen. Yeah, well, because most of my friends, most of the guys, most of the poor guys that come from the projects, the inner cities and stuff like that, if you make it out of the project, if you make it out of those surroundings, most of, if they don't go to college, they go to the service. That's the next thing that they do. So if you don't get killed, if you don't go to jail or something like that, most go to the service. So I didn't go. A couple of my friends did go to the service, but I didn't go. But what I didn't do was I didn't get anybody pregnant. I didn't go to jail or any of that stuff. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink, even though I'm not like yeah. So it's just I didn't do it. You know. So that and I tell that story to a lot of young men right now that you can't come from under backgrounds and these other circumstances still be something today. You don't have to let anybody tell you just because this is where you grew up. This is how you have to act. This is how you have to treat people. You got to go shoot somebody. You got to talk nasty, cuss people out. No, you don't. I came from the project. I grew up in the project my whole life for 20, 25 years. Like I said, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I didn't get anybody pregnant when I was 18. Any of that stuff. I didn't go to jail. And if I can do it, anybody else can.
See what I say? What I say? All this humble, all this, you know, black excellence in front of me. It's an honor to be able to have you on my broadcast, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to have you on my show and
Thank
to
you
be
for
able
having
to
me.
share the light that you are, all the things that you're already doing, and everything that's coming along the way. It's just so much that you're already doing, and I know it's going to be so much more. If you guys have not seen him on the runway, you got to see him on the runway because he just take the whole runway and just
So some of my last show is on my IG page or Facebook page as well. That's the show that I just won last month. So I just won Walkie Wear's Total Look competition last year. I mean not last year, last month in August, something like that, or September, somewhere around up in there. But that was my last contest. So I just won that one just recently. And it was pretty fun. I have fun doing that one. So I done won just about every other contest that I've entered as a a model or best dress contest and stuff like that. So it's fun to me. Is dressing up, getting up in the morning is just like second nature. Just like waking up and going to sleep to me. So you know,
So you get to do what you love to do every day, and that's the
this is
good
true.
thing.
This is true. And I was just telling myself that I said now I see why people say do what you love and love what you do, even if you get paid for it. If you don't, it's not a job to you. Even if you don't get paid for it, you're doing something that you love. If you get paid for it, you're still doing something that you love. And I just thought about that like earlier today, driving down the street. Like, yeah, you know what? It's really right. Really right. Do what you love and you love what you do.
Yes. If you had
Yeah.
any words of encouragement besides that one, because that was huge. That was a huge nugget that you just delivered to people. If you had any words of encouragement, something positive that you can give, because it's hard to ask you that because you've been giving them the whole time. But I'm gonna still do it. Put you on the yeah. Ask anyway. If there is something that you can tell, like it's gonna be a two-part question.
Okay.
The first one is gonna be if there's something that you can say to younger Lou. Let's say elementary, middle school Lou. What would you say to him?
Like I said, I would say the same thing that already said. Black youth are already given a hard hand as it is because I look at the news, I listen to the radio, and you know all that they show when they show young black you know adolescents are them doing something bad. Which kids do bad things, but it seems like that's all they show of us. They don't show us selling lemonade. Like they show Caucasian children. They show Caucasian children in the summertime. They're out there selling lemonades on the stands, and it's on the news. But when they
Yeah.
show a black child, they want to show a black child getting in trouble in school, and the teacher throwing them on the ground, and the police handcuffing the 6-year-old or something like that. But they don't show the ones that's out there selling T-shirts. They don't show the
Mm-hmm.
ones that's out there selling lemonade. They don't sell the ones that's out there going knocking on people's door, getting bottles like we used to do, and taking them to the store and stuff like that. Yeah, right now there are 4 black children that have the highest IQ in the United States.
Yeah,
Four
that
black
is.
children, and they don't talk about stuff like that. But their IQs are higher than Albert Einstein and all the rest of them. They have the
That's
highest IQ of all excuse me of the IQ society. So this is stuff I'm talking about. People don't talk about stuff like that, but we have to let them know, excuse me, that they are important, that they're just as important as anybody else, and they can make it just like anybody else can. Set your mind for what you want to do. Let them read books, let them read magazines, let them read articles to see that these jobs are, especially these computer jobs, these what are the jobs called in Silicon Valley? Those type of
mm-hmm.
jobs that we don't, we are privileged to. We don't do those jobs a lot, so we don't want to sit back. We buy the product, but we don't make the computers. We don't make the game. We play the games, but we don't make the games. But these kids are just as smart and just as intelligent because they sit there in front of those games all day long, and they can sit there and go inside of them and invent those computer programs just like anybody else can. And that's what they need to know. Learn
That's,
how to make the game instead of playing the game. There you go.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you. Look, I was going to ask you, was there some words of encouragement that you can give everybody uh, before we leave? But you're so full of positivity and I mean, like, just love for people in general, you know, that it just flows from you so effortlessly.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. So a lot of that comes from I don't tell my whole story a lot because it probably get kind of long winded, but people really knew what I came from just some years ago. And I'll go to it just a little bit because people need to know about it. These type of things. Uh, mental health. Mental health in the black community is a big thing too. You see a lot of people walking up and down the street that are homeless. That's mental health. You see a lot of people that kill people and stuff like that. Is mental health. You see a lot of people that the police arrest. Is mental health. Black people look at mental health as just crazy, but no, it is a whole diagnosis. You have all kind of mental health issues and diagnoses out there that people don't talk about. And I had some myself some years back, uh, but I came back from it though. So that's the story that I like to tell. Some people know about it, some people don't, because I don't talk about it a lot. But I try to talk about it now because it might help somebody. I had mental health issues some years back, but I came back from it, and I'm just as strong as I was before I had those issues. And I'm just like, bam, I'm here now. So when I see people walking up and down the street, I'm like, even though I never thought bad about them before, but now I'm really like, oh, that's my brother right there. That's my sister right there, because I understand. I understand that you can have mental health issues. There's some people are fortunate to come back from them. Some people are not as fortunate to come back from them. I was fortunate to come back from where I was at. I was very fortunate to come back from where I was at. People see me today, relatives, friends, stuff like that. They just relatives, some like a lot of female members like cry. They tears be coming out their eyes when they see me now. They like, oh my God. And I think that you back yourself again. I'm like, yeah, I
God is
am. So
good.
right,
God is
right. But
good.
God is good. So like I said, mental. I put that on my page a lot too. I'm like, I say, mental health is real. I say that people talk about it a lot. Really, mental health is real. It is a serious issue. If you need to get help, don't be afraid to reach out for it. If you need to sit there and talk to someone, whether it's a counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, either, don't be afraid to do it. Don't be ashamed. I go sit there. I talk to a counselor every month. Once a month, I go sit there on my own. Nobody made that on my own to go sit there and talk to someone every month on my own. And I tell people that today, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of. Help yourself.
Yeah, your mind is a muscle. You got to exercise that too.
Definitely. Like I said, if any of you people out there, if you think you need to see someone or talk to someone on a serious note, don't be afraid to reach out for help. There's always somebody out there willing to help.
You're right about that. Listen, thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
being so open. Um, I tell people all the time that um, in our community, they don't talk about a lot of different issues.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch this point real quick. I had a classmate, Amanda Williams, who was killed by her
Right.
fiance,
I heard
and
about that.
she
But
was
you rest
shot
in
to
peace.
death. And
Yes.
people don't talk about that type of thing either. Like that was domestic violence. People don't talk about how to
Right.
get past it, how to get out of it, mental health issues, and they're real issues that affect our community. So I'm
Exactly.
grateful that you're open to speak about that. I don't mind talking about anything because
Exactly.
everything will save somebody's life for them to
Definitely.
hear people talk about these things, how they got past it. If you are suffering from mental health issues, please do get some kind of assistance. Talk to somebody. A psychologist is just somebody to help you organize your thoughts. They really help
Exactly.
you organize your thoughts. Like you talk to them, they don't tell you what to do. They just help you organize your thoughts, and you'll feel so much better after you sit down and talk about whatever's been on your mind.
This
And
is
it's been,
true.
yeah, it's been made taboo in our community. However, in
Exactly.
other communities, they'll sit down and talk to a psychologist in a minute.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah. Actors. A lot of them sit in front of a psychologist or psychiatrist just once a month, just like anybody else do. Even other psychologists and psychiatrists, they go sit and talk to someone else every month because all the stuff that goes in and out of their ears. So they have to. So everybody goes to see someone. It's just been taboo in the black community that we don't like to talk about it. It's just like an embarrassment. Like if people find out you have mental health issues and stuff like that. No, a lot of people, you're born with them sometimes and stuff like that. And like you said, it could be physical, it could be psychological. Matter of fact, me and a friend was just talking about that last night at a party that I was at. Me and a male friend, we were just talking about this last night, and I was telling him uh, psychological abuse is just as dangerous, more dangerous than physical abuse because physical abuse you can get over. Physical abuse heals. Psychological abuse, if you get psychologically abused, you carry that for the rest of your life. So you may never get over that, but you can get over the physical pain. That healed. That open wound is going to heal. stitches for that, and it's going to heal at some point. But that psychological abuse can carry your life, or it can drive you insane or something like that. And people don't know that. Someone can physically drive you insane. So that word, when they say someone can drive you crazy, it is actually a true statement. It's just not something that just floats out here to air. It could be a man who can drive you crazy. It could be a woman that can drive you crazy. Literally.
That's true. That's true.
This is
Aaron
true.
Aaron Brooks said yes, they are chemical imbalances too, and there are definitely chemical imbalances.
Yes, that
And
too.
when just I'm gonna tap on this because she did bring it up. Our youth
Okay.
needs to be careful about, everybody wants to smoke, everybody wants to drink, everybody wants to have these other extracurricular things that they do. You have to be careful who you guys are surrounding yourselves with. You think they're
True.
your friends,
True.
and everybody is not your friend, and they'll
True.
give you something. Some people will do that to you. They'll give you something that will cause a chemical imbalance and you don't know why. All of a sudden you're out of your mind. I've seen it happen to too many of our brown people, and you guys have to be careful, especially our young people that are going away to college. And you're walking amongst all different walks of life. You really don't know who these people are and what they do in their free time. Be careful.
Really. And male or female. And a lot, another thing that we don't talk about in mental health is men. Men are really quiet. And a lot of things that happen to men, it happens and it escalates because men don't talk about it. Men don't talk about psychological abuse. Men don't talk about physical abuse that they suffer from women. They don't want to go to the police department because they think they're going to laugh
They're
at them when they
ashamed.
go there, which more than likely they will. It's more than likely they will. They're like, what are you here for? You said what your girlfriend did something to you or something like that. Yeah, men just they don't talk about the issues. That's why men we have all these issues because we don't talk about. We don't like to go to the doctor for anything, and we definitely don't like to talk about any type of psychological or physical abuse that we might be suffering from the opposite sex, which has happened just as much as it happens to men doing to women. Women happen to assault men. Women happen to psychologically abuse.
That's true. That is so true. And I'm glad you brought that up because when I was just talking to somebody about what happened with Amanda Williams, I had to let them know that I used to work in domestic violence shelters as a family advocate and a transitional housing manager as well. And
Mhm.
we got the phone calls from men, and a lot of times they didn't take the men more seriously. And it's
There you
not
go.
okay for a woman to abuse a man either. Like, to call them out their names, put their hands on them. Anything that you don't want done to you, you shouldn't do to your partner. Is
Exactly.
the way I view that. And it usually comes from a place of brokenness. When people are broken and
Yes.
they enter into a relationship, they exude brokenness to their person that they're with, instead of
Absolutely.
showing them love and affection the way they don't even know how to show love a lot of times because
Absolutely.
they've never received it. And so it becomes a space of control, especially when people get married. And I'm going to tap on
Yes.
that too.
Yes.
Women and
Absolutely.
women and men get married, and then they say my husband and my wife, they're
Yes.
mine.
Absolutely.
They're mine, and you don't own the person. You're supposed to be coupled with this person and have a unity, that you two joining together. But when it's two broken people that are coming together, they don't know how to be into this union where it's communication involved, and they know how to build with each other. So it becomes real broken. And that's why a lot of times I do my show, because I do like to speak to that. I do like to have those conversations that are harder for some people to have, about the real ways to love, and love them come from a place of overflow. You got to love yourself first before you enter into a relationship with somebody else.
This is true. Absolutely. This is true.
Or the person could try to drive your ass crazy, and then it's like, well, what happened? You got somebody that's broken, like laying next to you, and they so
This this
broken that they're trying to break you too, and
this 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 is
they don't see the value of the person that they're with, and they want to destroy that part of them. So I'm just grateful that you're so open to speak on it, because I speak up for both genders. It has nothing to do with the sex of a person, the color of a person, or how much money they even make. I have seen people that are attorneys and doctors and people that are married to sheriffs in the domestic violence shelter trying to get away from them, and they're being abused.
exactly, exactly. So like I said, it happens on both sexes a lot, and just it's just something something that you have to deal with. Like I said, men, need to speak up more because I talk to a lot of guys now, especially younger men, and they talk about their girlfriends abusing them. They talk about their girlfriends lying on them to the police, saying that they hit them and getting them arrested, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Hitting themselves or punching themselves and calling the police, and a lot of control stuff like that. Most of that stuff is just control issues.
My glasses. I'm sorry. Listen, don't mind my spectacle, y'all. I'm trying to read this that Erin put on here. And I was trying to hurry up and take them off, but I can't remember what she said. And my daughter broke my glasses and put them back in my purse, so now I have a response. So she said that she's taking care of a lot of people and they have been taken advantage of in that way. Mental health is so important. It's so sad that our community doesn't know how to have open dialogue about our feelings, and that's so true. And she said she meant to say sad. I got you, Erin. I got you. And she's right. Like in our community, we don't talk about it. But we don't. Well, we do talk about it in the wrong way. We don't talk
In the
about it in a
wrong
way to
way,
be
right?
social, in a
In the
way to
wrong
be
sex,
helpful.
right?
You know,
Right.
and it needs to be set up where it's open, and when it's time to get help, it's more open, loving arms on the other side to give help to people that need it. And also, I wanted to speak real quickly on you saying that there's not a way to actually heal people that have been through mental abuse. So there is. There's a technique that they have called EMDR, and it stands for eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. And it's a way to go in and it really desensitizes those triggers. It reprocesses the pain so that you're not so triggered at all different things that come your way that stem from being abused in any kind of way. And I'm sorry, I recommend it to everybody. If you've had something happen, it doesn't have to be mental abuse. It could have been something traumatic as watching a loved one pass away or having people pass away, that you find somebody who specializes in EMDR and get it done. It's easy. It's an easy process. It's not constantly traumatizing the person, having them go over what they've been through repeatedly, like most therapy. It is like you get in there and you get out. It actually
Right.
helps change the way you think in a positive way. So that's one thing that I actually support 150%. EMDR.
Got you. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you so much for being so open, Luther. I
No
really,
problem.
I cannot express to you how much I appreciate you being on my show today, because you've been so open and you've been so, I'm going to say this. When there's a person that's just that open and they're willing to be vulnerable like that on a live broadcast or period, that's when the magic happens and where God could come in and do something amazing. And that's why your life and your career is going so broad and so big, because you use who you are openly to help other people, the things you've been through, who you really are to the heart. And God loves the heart of a man. And so I honor you as just this amazing person for who you are and being just so open that other people can see how open you are. And I really do pray that a lot more men take note to who Mr. Luther Parker is, and that they honor themselves enough to love themselves enough to get help, to learn their place of love and passion and operate in that space. You are an amazing leader, and I'm grateful to be able to meet you. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
on my show. You already gave your tags on how to reach out to you, but can you give
Yeah.
them again before we end the
Yeah, so
show?
like I said, so my Instagram is so like I said, so I'm a fashion stylist too as well. So if anybody likes to get styled for any event, male or female, any type of events, prom or graduations or galas or Met galas or anything where you need to get dressed up and snazzy, you want to look better and different than or better than anyone else, you can reach out to me at Luther Parker, and I'll give you my number. Well, you can reach me out on
Don't give
Facebook.
your number. You're not
I
doing
give,
that.
I give, I give you.
You ain't doing that, Mr. Parker. They gonna have to reach you through your
Okay, dude, you
DMs.
reach out to me, direct message me if you want to get styled for something like that, or if you want me to do a fashion show for you or something like that.
You got your
Luther
email
Parker.
address?
Yes, Luther Parker at I'll give you that too. Luther Parker at Facebook, LutherParker. Luther224 on Instagram. And my email is LL as in lose, not lose, the LL Parker, Parker 64 at yahoo.com. That's LL Parker 64 at yahoo.com.
I love my social media friends. I do. So Nicole says someone invite me to the Met Gala, then dress me.
Oh yeah, yes, right. Well, we need to have one. We need to have one in Cleveland. They just had one in Baltimore, but everyone knows about the one that they do in New York City, but they just did one in Baltimore. So we need to have one in Cleveland so we can all get dressed up and go.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. I touch and agree with you on that one. I thank you. Thank you so much. You guys, I am fell in love with Carly, and this is another Let Me Be Real with You. I hope you guys enjoyed this show with myself and Luther Parker today. It has been an amazing show. If you feel like you missed something, it's okay because you can go back and watch it live. Not live. You can watch the rerun on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and I'm going to share this to Twitter so you guys can go watch us across all of my platforms. I'm Fell in Love with Carly everywhere. Okay. Fell in love with Carly, just like it's written there. And I look forward to seeing you guys wherever. Like Sam, they say I'm like five action, was it 5 News? I'm everywhere. So you guys can see me everywhere too. Thank you, Luther Parker, for just being a part of the show today. And
Thank
I'll see
you
you
as
guys
well.
later. Yes. All right, you guys. I'll see y'all later. You know what I tell you? I love you. Now go on and love yourselves. Bye.